Alright, part 2 of the cam belt change. New radiator and this down hose, this hose, they go to a T, they go into the water pump. You're going to have to take that cover off. Right here, 10mm bolts all the way around, but you got to get this hose out of the way and this got to come off. What this piece is your intake preheater. Goes into the front of the exhaust system right here. But before you take this off, you got to take off that radiator hose. So if you look on the bottom of the water pump, drain hole right here, it's 10mm bolt. I already loosened it, and we'll go ahead and drain the coolant out of her. Try to save some of the mess here. And that we might be here for a while. Yeah, I gotta take the cap off the radiator to make it come out quicker, but we're gonna drain, like I said, drain out all the coolant, and then we'll pull that hose off, and I'll show you the next thing. Alright, now, so we got that Y hose off, and you also have right next to your oil filter, this is a oil pressure sensor. It's a Phillips head screw. You got to pull this out. Take this wire off, because as you can see, when you remove this cover, that wire is going to be right in your way. So it's kind of a bugger to get to. It's tight. You're going to need a little stubby screwdriver, but take this screw out and pop this wire off. You're going to need it out of the way. And yeah, you see, the coolant in this thing was really clean. To be honest with y'all, I really hope that I open this up and find a brand new cam belt in there and I don't have to go any further. But this bike clicked over to 100,000, and that's when you're supposed to change them. So we're going to make sure that it's either been changed, which it should have been, and if it hasn't been changed, we're going to change it. Alright, hey, I'm going to give y'all a little tip right now. To get this wire off, this screw is a bitch. Alright, look, even with a stubby screwdriver, the frame is right here. You hit the frame, so you can't get a screwdriver straight on it. If you're doing this at home, before you beat your brains out, it's probably a standard size screw. I don't know, but a 7mm fits this screw. And you can get it loose with a 7mm. Might even be a 6. It's only got to be snug. So that's all you got to do is loosen that up. But like I said, if you look, I don't know if, it's hard to get a shot. Hold the camera and do this. But if you look, there's your stub screwdriver. See, there's your frame. You can't get straight on it no matter what you do. So 7mm takes that right out for you. Make life easier. Hopefully that tip helps. Alright, next installment, we have the cam belt cover off. And as you can see, somebody's been in here. This is what looks to be a newer belt. Between 60 and 100 is when you want to change them. I'm assuming the very first owner of this probably had it changed 60, 75,000. You got this side, and look down here. This is your pickup coil and the cam belt pulley, and then there's a belt on the other side. But this is what I was afraid of. Whoever did this, I don't know if the camera's going to pick it up, but whoever did this did not change the pulley. This one here is not bad, the tensioner. You hear that? I don't know if you can hear it. You might be able to see it on the other one. Let me get the light in here a little better. You might be able to see it better on this one. Look at that. It's got play in it. You can spin it on there. It's doing its job, but whew, she was sacked. And look, the belt got a good bit of play. A bit more than I'd like to see. So what we're going to do before we go any further, we're just going to go ahead and spend the money and order new tensioners. And the way you do this, you rotate the engine around. And if you can see where that says up, get the wire up out of the way for the fog lights. Alright, both of them have to be in the up position. Up, the other side up. Alright, before you take any of this apart, and we're not going to go any further until I have new tensioners in. And you can tell by the way that it is. Get the light in there a little better. That these are definitely the original 30-some-year-old tensioners. And like I said, this guy's not bad. He's still usable. The other side's sacked out. So we're going to go ahead and order them before we proceed any further. So this is part 2 of the cam belt change for the GL 1500. And as you can see, it is a bit of a process. And you can do this at home with just regular tools. I didn't use anything special so far. We've used a 10mm, a straight screwdriver. Did have to get a 7mm wrench out because the way they have the oil pressure sensor in there is it's almost impossible to get a screwdriver on. So you need a small wrench for that. We used a straight screwdriver, an extension, a 3/8 ratchet, and couple wrenches. So you don't have to have crazy tools. You do need something special when it comes to installing the new belt to test the tension. You need a luggage scale, and I'll explain that when we get to that. Right now this project is on hold for, I think it'll take like 3 days to get them in, so it's on hold until I get the new cam belt tensioners in. If you're going to go through the rigmarole of tearing this apart, do it all. This was somebody, it's probably a shop that did this by the look of it. Fuck it, we're just going to throw a new belt, fucking tensioners. And that's what it looks like someone did. And no biggie, ain't that expensive. Just take a little bit longer because I got to wait for the new ones to come in. Alright, Kevin6154, Phoenix Motorsports. As you see, we're also live right now. Showed you on Facebook the other day how to find that. You want to watch me work on these bikes live and actually hear me curse and watch me bust my knuckles and get pissed off and lose wrenches and talk to myself, you can do that. Without the editing and bull crap in between. But anyways, we'll see you later on part 3 when we replace the actual tensioners and put the new belts on. I'm out. So while I'm editing footage here, I'm going to throw this in. Yeah, I looked it up. It's $60 a side for cam belt tensioners. Like, this is why I don't trust shops to work on my shit. I work on my own bike, and this is why I advise you to learn and do it yourself. To save $120 and an extra hour labor, they threw new cam belts in on old tensioners that were definitely sacked out. This is why when you hit 100,000 miles on a Goldwing, pop it apart, take a look at your cam belt. It's very important. It could save your engine. Unbelievable. Don't trust anyone with your motorcycle unless you trust them. Like I said, it's looking like October the 1st they'll be in, but I got a connection at a Honda dealership. I'm going to give my boy Jocko a call and see if they got one sitting on the shelf. Maybe they do. We're getting two. The other one's good, but the right-hand side sitting on the bike, that tensioner is definitely sacked out. So that's what's up. I will see you in part 3 when my parts come in.